Y'all. Today I have Megan Taylor Anderson and Jason Coleman joining me, and I hope you enjoy the conversation that we had as much as I did. So, without further ado, here you go.
Hi, Franklin Elementary. Thanks for joining us again today. Today, I've got two special guests with us. I've got Jason and Megan, who came and played for us earlier this year. So I'll let them introduce themselves real quick, and then I'll ask them some questions.
Well, hey there. Hey, I'll introduce you, Megan. This is Megan Taylor Anderson, a fantastic guitar player and singer, lives right there in Franklin. Say hi, Megan.
Hello. Thanks for saying I'm a fantastic guitar player. I'm okay. So, and this is Jason Coleman, who is a great piano player and lives up in Hendersonville, Tennessee, just north of us here.
Not too far. So we had a good time with you all back a few months ago, and glad to get to be here with you today as well.
Yeah. So, well, thank y'all for joining me. And I just want to start off basically by asking you guys, hey, what music did you listen to growing up? What were your major influences?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Ladies first, right?
That works.
I grew up listening to a lot of country music, probably 80s and 90s country music. People like Vince Gill. I loved him as a guitar player and a singer and a songwriter. And Keith Whitley, George Strait, Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire, people like that. I loved good songs, good lyrics, and good melodies. And so those were some of the people that I really was influenced by singing. And then, of course, people like Vince Gill and Keith Whitley was a great musician. Dolly was a great songwriter and stuff like that. So just good songs and good melodies. And predominantly what I listened to was country music on the radio.
Cool.
It's funny for me because Megan and I play, mostly country music now and what we do. But like growing up, I didn't really love and appreciate country music until probably I was more like a teenager or older. Because when I was a kid, all I wanted to listen to were Disney songs and, songs from movies and songs from video games. And I didn't really, as a kid, even we listened to the radio to country stuff and the stuff that was, like popular at the time. But it's funny, like all I wanted to listen to and all I wanted to play as a kid was what I heard on The Lion King and Aladdin and all the Disney movies that came out too. So it's it rolled on a little later on for me to really appreciate and love country music.
Mm-hmm. And I did listen to pop music as well.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that stuck with me a lot was the lyrics in country music and melodies and what the songs said and everything. Not all the bad songs. There's all different kinds of songs in country music, but anyhow, there's a lot of good, emotional, strong songs, and I just gravitated toward that kind of stuff and harmonies and things like that.
And of course, I did listen a lot to my granddad, from when I was a little kid. And an echo somewhere. Here, mute yours, Megan.
What now?
So mute your audio. There we are. Yeah. So I also grew up listening, of course, to my grandfather, Floyd Kramer, who was a big influence in my life. And I played piano since I was a kid, too. And he was always there just to play around the house, but also listen to him. He was always playing in our car anywhere we went to, was listening to my granddad's piano music, too.
And I have to say, I grew up hearing my Uncle Chester's music and things as well. He wasn't on the radio when I was growing up, but we had his albums and things like that. And would go see him play from time to time. So that would come to impact me later on, like after I graduated high school, when I really kind of dove into his kind of music and his whole fingerstyle guitar and the things that he had produced and everything, and came to have a much deeper appreciation for, really traditional country music, the Nashville sound and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Thank y'all for sharing that. And then the next question I was gonna ask y'all is, hey, what's your favorite song to play today? I know it changes from time to time, but what's your favorite thing that you're playing today?
Jason, you go first.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it changes what I, playing, but my favorite song to play for whatever reason for a long time, it's an old song that a lot of different artists have played and sang and everything, but it's Georgia on My Mind has always just been my favorite favorite one to play. My granddad played a really, really neat version of it, and I play a little bit like that as well. So, it's hard to have like one favorite song, but that's always just for a long time now been one that I, for whatever reason, love sitting down and play every time I play it.
That was actually my audition piece at Belmont, was Georgia on My Mind, doing
There you
a
go.
style arrangement of it. So good choice.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
What
I
you,
need
Meg?
to hear it sometime. I would have to say, I'm going to say two, because one of them that I've loved that we've done for like, I don't know, 14 years or so. It was probably one of the first arrangements that we kind of worked up of a vocal and some instrumental stuff in it, is the City of New Orleans. And so that's just a really good song. Was that Arlo Guthrie or something? And then Steve Goodman did it, and Willie Nelson did it. All these people have done it, but it's just a great song. Something that it's got, and I play a little bit of the way my great uncle played on introduction. He recorded it instrumentally, and I just always love that song. I love what it says about looking back over past years in America and what the landscape looked like. And then another one that I love to do is a Dolly Parton song, "Do I Ever Cross Your Mind?" And I play that sometimes with my buddy Ben Hall, and we have fun. I just love singing that because I don't know, it's kind of different song than I normally sing, and it's a cool arrangement. And so those are two that I love to do.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I've heard you do the City of New Orleans one a few times, and it's always one of my favorite ones that you do. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then last but not least, hey, what advice would you have for our students at Franklin Elementary School or any aspiring musicians out there? What should they be doing now?
Who first?
I'll jump in and say what I've always.
I'll go real quick. Are you good?
Yeah. Either way. Well, I'll say when growing up, I took piano lessons when I was a kid for several years, like from when I was 5 years old till I was 12. And part of like when you take lessons is you've got to practice. And I was the worst at. I didn't like to practice. I didn't, like to play things I didn't want to play because I didn't think there was a whole lot of point in it, because I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And so I always would play, by ear and play what I wanted to do. But it's been so important to look back and see how the stuff that you think you really don't need or don't want to do has been like, so helpful and laid the foundation for what comes on down the line. And I remember Granddad would say, like, just don't think about it as practicing piano, just think about it as playing the piano. And so, I never have liked to practice, but I've always loved to play. And so I just try to play the piano a lot. And if it's practice, it's practice, but whatever it is, it's still just playing. So just whether it's piano or whether it's singing, whether it's whatever instrument you play or do, just do it a lot. And that's how you'll get better and better and enjoy it more.
I would say listen to different kinds of music. I think that's good, not to be stuck in one genre of music, and to have some different influences. But also, I think it is important to learn to read music, at least a little bit. I think it's important. And also, if you're really good at reading music, don't neglect your ear. And if you're really good at playing by ear, don't neglect reading music at all. Because I think I took lessons, a little bit of piano lessons growing up, and I didn't want to learn to read. I actually learned how to read music a couple times in my life. I did piano for a while, I did fiddle for a while, or violin, and then trumpet in the band for a while in middle school. And I totally forgot how to read music because it's like a language, it is like a whole other language, but it's important to be able to kind of look back. And I can do it now, but it's very painful. And my daughter does Suzuki piano lessons, and we're both learning it again together. But I think it's important to try to at least have an understanding of how that works. And then also don't neglect your ear, and don't take shortcuts. I feel like I've taken some shortcuts I wish I hadn't taken, and maybe got ahead of myself a few times, but just listen. And if you love music, just keep listening to it, keep singing, keep trying to play along with things. It's just good to have different kinds of influences and know how to read and to play by ear.
And right now is a great time to do that when we're all stuck in our houses. We got nothing to do, but music is I think good for the soul and good for everybody right now.
Yep.
I agree. It's been one of the best times to practice for me, so I get it. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us today, and thank you for taking your time, and hopefully we can get past this whole coronavirus thing as quickly as possible and come see you guys play again soon.
Yeah, we loved being at Franklin Elementary last fall. Hope all your students are doing well, and the faculty and staff and everybody there. So.
Yep. We appreciate you taking the time today to have us, and we'll hope to see you all again soon. Everybody stay well and stay safe, and we'll all get through it.
Yep.
Thank you all for being here.
Okay, thanks.